First things first. If you're familiar with this introduction, feel free to skip ahead until the trigger warning for our racist, hate-filled image of the day appears on screen. Otherwise, let me tell you. In each of these videos, I give away a t-shirt from my website, UnionOfTruth.org. That t-shirt goes to whichever comment in the comment section scores the highest on my double-secret proprietary rating scale, and they'll get to pick whichever design they want from the website. Mind you, I give away a t-shirt if the video gets at least 5,000 views and 50 unique comments by the time I start making my next video. I intend to make these videos 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. Official rules are posted just below the like and subscribe buttons. Now, unless you're already fully aware of the following 9 facts, or you have a completely open mind and seek to expand your worldview, these videos might not be for you. Fact number 1. All of our society's root-level structural institutions are controlled by psychopathic parasites who intend to utterly subjugate us. And that's putting it mildly. Fact number 2. No one is coming to save us from them. If we don't take matters into our own hands, we will be utterly subjugated. Fact number 3. We are quickly running out of time to prevent such an outcome. Fact number 4. In order to prevent our subjugation, we need a viable plan of action. Fact number 5. There is no quick fix. A viable plan will need to be very detailed and will require that people must go outside of their comfort zone in order to comprehend it. Fact number 6. As an aspect of its viability, the plan must not require that everyone fully comprehends it in order to follow it. Fact number 7. Since the plan must not require that everyone fully comprehends it in order to follow it, leaders will be needed to properly inform and correctly guide fellow citizens who won't put forth the effort to fully comprehend the plan. Fact number 8. Leaders will need to fully comprehend the plan. Fact number 9. Exemplary leaders are committed to empowering those whom they lead. Exemplary leaders lead by example. And for those of you who are still with me, here's a 10th fact. This book contains a viable plan. The purpose of these videos is to disseminate the information provided in this book and to start an ongoing dialogue about all things related to the plan. You can download a free copy of this book in PDF format from UnionOfTruth.org without signing up for anything or filling anything out. As a matter of fact, I'm hoping you'll take me up on my simple 10-page challenge. It works like this. Read the first 10 pages of the book and fully investigate all the links that are offered in order to discover the following. 1. Am I functioning from a valid conceptual foundation? 2. Have I done enough legitimate research to qualify as someone whose opinion is worthy of consideration? 3. Does the book actually provide a viable and fully detailed plan to thwart the science of fiction? Quite simple, and certainly not too much to ask of any red-blooded American patriot. One last thing. Those of you who are wondering, who is this guy? Should be sure to check out my video entitled, Who is this guy? Please, let us know exactly what you found most hateful and oppressive about that rotten image. Your feedback is vital to our ongoing mission of greater understanding. All right, in this episode, we're going to go through the section called Immigration, pages 62 through 64. And just to be on the safe side, I'll remind you again that, as mentioned on pages 34 and 35, the author's purposely condescending tone is not directed at you. It's directed at those who will mock you when you try to share this information with them. Page 62, Section 12, Immigration. Although we do occasionally direct operations that cause immediate, drastic changes in your routine way of life, the way we usually like to do things is by having aspects of our plans slowly introduced in stages. It gets most voters used to seeing certain things that would otherwise be shocking to them if we were to push the entire plan upon them at once. Each time we are able to gauge that the majorities needed to justify such actions in the name of public sentiment have become fully accepting of the last stage, we introduce a new one. As I said in the last section, our manufacturing process is about making you powerless and poor in ways that are generally, gradually implemented and that go mostly undetected by the masses of nitwits like you and your neighbors and children. That reminds me, do you know and understand the meaning of the word ethos? Yes, friend. Many influential think tanks and elite universities are modern sophist temples. We fund them to legitimize, defend, and make into public policy the methods we've been using to eventually bring about the U.S. Gulag. I'd say that those highly credentialed traders, experts, are doing a fine job. Do you know and understand the meaning of the word sophistry? How about the word subvert? Where exactly do you believe that the corrupt ideas which are made into legislation first get fitted with the facade of beneficial and possibly even compassionate public policy? Statement of fact. By allowing millions of Spanish-speaking illegal aliens to invade the United States, we have succeeded in manufacturing a huge cultural division and a heck of a lot of underlying tensions between large segments of the population. Sophist temple retort. Your usage of the word invade incites irrational fear. Entering and remaining in a country in defiance of its established framework of law. Check. Not striving to embody the host nation's values. Check. Not learning the native language. Check. Not adjusting to existing local customs and norms. Check. I queried Google. Here are their definitions for the words invade and invasion. Quote, invade, enter a place, situation, or sphere of activity in large numbers, especially with intrusive effect. End quote. Quote, invasion, an unwelcome intrusion into another's domain. End quote. Domain equals ownership. We've also simultaneously guaranteed a large workforce that's happy to fill all of the low-paying service and primary sector jobs that no one can actually afford to take. That is, no one who isn't living with numerous other wage earners in one apartment or a very small house and who isn't receiving some government supplementation of the pay being offered. Imagine the drain on your economy that such an agenda causes. Significant amounts of your tax money gets funneled into various social welfare and health benefit/medical treatment programs that have been created without your actual consent. Not for wounded or homeless veterans, for the benefit of those millions of underprivileged people who are in your country illegally. Do you see the real cost of the goods you buy from the companies we're having you subsidize? Now picture another related drain on your economy. This one occurs when the underprivileged people who are in your country illegally send what amounts to tens of billions of Federal Reserve notes out of your country every year. But really, can you blame them? They do it so that their families will ascend the socioeconomic structure in their own poverty-stricken countries. Why shouldn't they live more comfortably than you patsies who are covering their health care costs? And speaking of subsidies, and being surrounded by nothing but the garbage that those of us at the top drop down onto you, such anti-xenophobic compassion causes an additional drain on your economy through the funneling of significant amounts of tax money into the profits and prisons. They're needed to protect you from hundreds of thousands of jailed misunderstood, underprivileged people that are in your country illegally. And don't forget to add hundreds of thousands of Sharia law following Middle Eastern refugees into the equation. They'll be shipped into a welcoming city near you faster than your child can get suspended from school for wearing an American flag t-shirt. Are you still with me? Try to imagine exactly how far up the United States career ladder anyone is going to be climbing if they cannot speak English. For decades, we've been consistently restricting and/or eliminating the middle to upper rungs from registered Republicans and Democrats like you who do speak the language. Remember the saying, divided we fall? Section 12A. Let's see if you can figure this one out. When most of the technologically skilled labor that's needed is being taken care of by robots or extremely low-paid workers overseas who have skills that are superior to yours, and the majority of the low-paying, low to medium-skilled jobs are being taken care of domestically by robots or your new neighbors who procreate at much higher rates than you and who have no desire or incentive to speak or read English or to blend in culturally with the other residents of the neighborhoods they've essentially invaded, to what heights of the career ladder do you think you and your poorly educated children are going to be ascending? Since you are not actually capable of independently supporting yourself, the law of cause and effect makes me feel completely confident that you are going to be living just below the bottom rung, like the hungry, diseased creatures in undeveloped third world nations. Their abysmal education levels, marketable job skills, and opportunities for educational and economic advancement are comparable to what deep-thinking social activists like you and your neighbors and children are on schedule to have in the near future. When perceived with any amount of sharp discernment, that career ladder looks like a slippery magnetic inlet to a deep, dark pit, not a tool used for climbing. Give it your full attention and see if you don't agree. Did you look up the word gulag yet? 1. A must-watch video on immigration from a constitutional perspective from the esteemed patriots at Hillsdale College. 2. A must-watch take on using the words invade and invasion to describe the influx of illegal immigration by Bill Whittle and Scott Ott. 3. A must-watch 5-minute video of Michigan State Senator Patrick Colbeck explaining some inconvenient facts about the real agenda of the Muslim Brotherhood and CARE. 4. A must-watch video by the infamous hate-monger Pat Condell. Compare what he says to historical fact and the reality around you. 5. Are you familiar with the federal government refugee resettlement program? Read this letter written by U.S. Rep. Trey Gowdy of South Carolina regarding the lack of notice, information, and consultation afforded to me and my constituents about this issue. Six, a must-read article that will help rational minds appreciate the fact that the information in the links that follow, which outlines a long-range insurrectionist plan to circumvent the Constitution and destroy your nation by way of undisclosed, unlawful partnerships, is based on factual data. 7. A must-read article that will give you some insight into the fact that the same techniques which resulted in the gradual coming into being of the European Union are being employed for the purpose of quietly bringing about a North American Union. Make sure to follow both links regarding the TPP agreement that are offered in the last sentence of the article. 8. A must-read article entitled WikiLeaks, North American Initiative, No Theory. 9. An article that explains how the North American Union is coming to your country and the basics of how it happened. 10. An article that talks about how the coming North American Union has slowly and quietly been being put in place by policymakers. Well, that's it for today. Let's meet back here tomorrow. But before we part ways, allow me to say this. My last video, as of right now, received, I think, 12 views. That's a beautiful thing. And I know that sounds kind of funny, but we're moving up. This takes time. Hopefully, whoever is watching this, you're going to be spreading this with your friends. And please, I always thought this was like a pain in the butt type of thing, but I've learned if you like, forget subscribing. I would love if you subscribe, but if you hit the like button and even put in a comment, whatever it is, supposedly that helps the algorithm push these videos out. So that would be appreciated. All right. Till tomorrow, take good care of yourselves and remember, objectivity, logic, fidelity, because absurdity knows no bounds.